What's going on? The Copywriting Call podcast. Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy god himself. And today we're talking about the Relentless 13. Let me update you guys a little bit about my day though right now. How you guys are, doing on this fine September 20th, man. Yo, this year really has zoomed by, right? I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if you noticed it. Everything just seems to be going much faster than usual, right? What are some things that I dealt with today? Today I got a little hoop session in today. I was trying to teach my guys too about the idea of just constantly moving without the ball, constantly moving. Remember I told you all about that thing that happens in life, right? If you are not moving forwards, you're moving backwards. You're always moving. So if you're playing basketball and you're not moving, then you're doing something wrong. You should constantly be cutting, setting screens, stuff like that, man. It just shows the hard work that you're putting in. What else happened at work today? I visited the store. I just had to deal with a new hire, kind of taking them through the ropes, learning some new things. Man, the thing about my job that I like is like every time I get to a certain point, so all this stuff tries to push me back, and then I get back to it, and I get back to where I need to be, and I keep pushing myself past that point though. So that's the one thing I do love about that job. That is always something else to learn, always some other place to push to be. Let me see what else. So my business today, I had an interview. It didn't fall through though. Person didn't know that we were doing it on video for some reason. But hey, listen, stuff happens. People forget what we talked about, this and that third. That's cool. What else happened today too as well? I think that's pretty much the update of everything. Tomorrow I got a nice little game to get to and stuff like that. But whatever. Let's talk about the Relentless 13, right? Because I'm reading a book called Relentless by Tim Grover. Now, for people who don't know, which I didn't even know who he was, he's like a personal trainer / like motivational speaker, right? So like he works with all the top dudes. Like he works with, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. He works with, all those guys, right? It said Victor Oladipo was in there. Like he just works on their mindset and making them truly relentless. And there's 13 things that make you to decide if you're a cleaner, right? So let me know if you fall in any of these categories. For one, you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else had enough. So it kind of reminds me, I swear, like junior year when the coach took over and we had practice training and we kept doing push-ups and jumping jacks, stuff like that. And he's like, all right, Carlos, you know what I mean? This is good. You're good. Everybody else tired. And I was like, I can do 10 more. I can do 10 more, right? It's all about trying to push yourself to the point where anybody else would stop, because that's what's going to make you extraordinary, right? I think Muhammad Ali talked about it. He said he doesn't count his sit-ups or his push-ups until it starts hurting, right? So the ones before that are nothing. He doesn't even count them until he starts hurting. So it gets to the point where people would usually give up. Are you going to be the one to keep pushing past that part? So that's definitely one right there. So you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else had enough. Another relentless thing, right? Because we don't like to number them, right? Because there's no such thing as, one thing over the other, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nothing like that. Everything is equally, right? But the second point for being Relentless 13 is you get into the zone, you shut out everyone else, and you control the uncontrollable. Remember when I was telling you about how ordinary people think about the idea that everything is, they can't control everything, right? No. I believe if you're extraordinary, what you are, because you're listening to this podcast, right, is that you can control everything. Everything that happens is your fault to you, right? Everything that happens is your fault. So you control the outcome, and you control how you respond to different things that is quote unquote were not controllable, right? And then when you get into your points, you get into the zone. Like when I get in front of the camera, there's no more nervousness. There's none of that stuff. I'm just locked in. I'm here to provide you guys with some value. Okay. The next point is you know exactly who you are. You know who you are. And remember, when we talked about who you are, right? We was talking about how you're a God. You are a God, lowercase g. You were built in the likeness and image of the Most High God, a higher share, a higher, I am. You are that person. So you have to know who you are. If you can't even understand who you are, if you can't even understand where you came from, you don't know where you can go to. Another one, the Relentless 13, is you have a dark side that refuses to be taught to be good. Now, that one sounds a little creepy, but it's true though, right? You know what I mean? Kobe had the Black Mamba, you know what I mean? When he got into that zone, it was like the gladiator, picking up the sand and stuff and putting the dirt through his hands, right? So recap a little bit, right? There are 13 things that really decide whether or not you are relentless. If you're a relentless person or not. I already talked about the first few, which was you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else had enough. You get into the zone, you shut everything out and control the uncontrollable. You know exactly who you are, and you have a dark side that can't be taught to be good. It's just like when Kobe was shutting off to become the Black Mamba. You have to shut off and turn to that dark side, right? Like Batman, Bruce Wayne, right? Another one is you thrive in pressure. So pressure is non-existence, right? Pressure to you should only be like, pressure should only, it doesn't even exist, right? It's just a man-made thing. It's like fear. Fear is just your imagination playing games when you're creating the worst case scenario. Pressure is that thing. It doesn't even exist, but your mind can create it for yourself if you allow it to, right? If you allow it to take over. Another one, Relentless 13. People are looking for you in case of emergency because they know that you're the one that closes stuff out, right? Like when the game time bucket, the Hawks get the ball to Trae Young because they know he's going to do something with it. OKC used to give it to Russell Westbrook. Lakers give it to LeBron. They gave it to Kobe before. It's just like, you're the person to close the stuff out, or you know that in case of emergency, they can call you because you know that you can handle that type of stuff. Another one of the Relentless 13 is you make decisions, right? You don't second guess yourself. There's no such thing as this might happen or there's a possibility to this. No. You make a decision. This is what I'm doing and it's going to get done, and you do it. That is what makes you a relentless person. Another one is you're addicted to results, right? You're addicted to results. It's always about, you can either make results or make excuses, right? So when you're extraordinary, you're just worrying about getting results for people. How can you help people, or how can you get things done? It's not about people's feelings, although sometimes the stuff takes into account. It is about how you can get stuff done or not. Another one of the Relentless 13 is rather be feared than liked. I mean, not saying that that's the whole point of it. When I got to this new position, right, it was like people were saying, their old boss was their friend and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to get a job done. Now, I will be cool with you. That is fine. But I am here to get a job done. You should rather be feared than liked. You know what I mean? They have to know that you could put your foot down, right? You want to be cool with everybody. You don't want to have a power trip, but you do want to know that it's like you are in control, right? The next one is to trust very few people, right? Be skeptical of everybody. And the people that you do trust, you should be able to trust them with your life, right? Because you should be skeptical of people just as you're skeptical of everything else in your beliefs and stuff, right? So I feel like if you believe in something or, something, we already talked about this, right? With religion. And even in the Bible, it says to be a skeptic because there's going to be so many false prophets and false people coming up to you, right? You should trust very few people. You should always do your own research and back everything up. Another one in a Relentless 13 is don't recognize failures. Failures happen. Failures should only be a stepping stone. No's should only be one step closer to a yes. That's how you should look at everything that you attack in life. You should never just see it as the end or see it as like, once this thing happens, I can never get anything else done. No, failures are literally just a stepping stone for you, just for you to get to the next level. And the final one for Relentless 13 is always want more. Now, I know that sometimes I fall victim to this. You do want to show, it's kind of contradictory, right? You want to show gratitude, but you also should always want more for yourself, right? I mean, it got to the point where I feel like I was doing this. I was doing my business. I was, working full time at my job. And you know what I mean? And it's just like, I still want more. It's like, you don't want to feel bad for not having enough, but at the same time, you don't want to be satisfied or content with just doing what you have to do. No, you always want to get more. You always want to grow. You always want to be the best that you can be. So think about that and how you can grow. These are 13 things that will separate you from everybody else and really decide if you're relentless, if you're a cleaner or not, right? Or you know what I mean? These are the different things that will show you. So definitely look at these 13 things, study them, whatever you got to do. Like, subscribe, share this channel. If you're watching on YouTube, comment below. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you're just listening to this on the podcast, please give me 5-star reviews and leave a review there, okay? So I just want you guys to keep killing the day. And just remember, most of all, you pray for marketing like this. Copy God out.